Hello, magic casters of all shapes and sizes! My name is Chance, welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 20th episode of our Fine Familiar series. Quick note in advance, this content is not aimed at a child audience. Today we're going to be taking a look at yet another one of the Pact of the Chain options. May I introduce to you the Pseudodragon, which isn't just fun to say, but is an incredibly great choice as well. This is actually the second time I'm uploading this video because I made a mistake in the first, so thought this would be the best way to correct it. That being said, guys, let's move on to its stats. First and foremost, I'd like to point out that although it is technically a tiny dragon and technically neutral good, it kind of depends on whether you pick the Fiend, Fae, or Celestial to inhabit it, so just please bear that in mind. It has a decent AC of 13, some hit points, namely 7, calculated by rolling 2 die 4 and adding 2. Has a walk speed of 15 feet and a fly speed of 60. That is nuts, I tell ya. So this thing's gonna be up in the air more than anything else. Looking at its stats, pretty impressive across the board, only has a -2 to strength and has a +2 to dex, which is really nice. In terms of skills, you'd be looking at +3 to perception, +4 to stealth. In terms of senses, 10 feet of blind sight, which is really good, 60 feet of dark vision, which is super helpful, passive perception of 13, and telepathic bond. Very cool stuff. In terms of languages, it can understand Common and Draconic, but it cannot speak. So bear that in mind. Let's take a look at its other traits now. Keen senses, which is a great one to have for any familiar, has advantage on perception checks that rely on sight, hearing, or smell, which is presumably all of them. It also has limited telepathy, which lets it telepathically communicate with any creature within 100 feet of it, so long as it can understand a language. And it also has magical resistance, so it has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Really good stuff there. Now let's move along to its actions. It has 2 main actions. The first being its bite attack. It's a melee weapon attack with +4 to hit, standard 5 foot of reach, and it can only target one target. It does 4 piercing damage in a nutshell. You're primarily going to be using its sting, however. It is a melee weapon attack, +4 to hit as well, 5 foot of reach. Also does 4 damage, but the key here is the target must succeed on a DC 11 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for 1 hour. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the target falls unconscious for the same duration, or until it takes damage or another creature uses its action to shake it awake. I really like it. It's pretty good. The most broken use for the Pseudodragon is actually milking its venom. Its venom fetches a very high price on the black markets, and it is super useful, especially within the party in terms of using it to poison weapons, stuff of that nature. Run that past your DM though to see if they'll allow it, but technically speaking, if you look into the lore, it definitely can. That being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'd like to point out that we do have the daily live casts every day from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so please feel free to tune into those. There's also the polls that are going to be uploaded on each and every video, so keep an eye out in the top right hand corner for that little exclamation point, and please fill out the poll at the top. It's just whether or not you like the spell, familiar, feat, whatever you're looking at, and whether or not you want to use it. So it's just really good for gathering information. That being said, we also have the Patreon account set up, so please check that out. There's a ton of great reward tiers. Also, we got the Facebook channel, so if you like memes and if you like D&D, please give that a like. That being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today as well. I really appreciate it, and have a great day and happy casting.